Hey everyone, Happy New Year's. I didn't listen to Spotify all that much this last year. I listened to YouTube a lot, especially when Taylor Swift was releasing albums or when albums just were on Spotify. So I don't feel like my Wrapped is completely in line with what I listened most to this year, but we'll run through it. I was smart and actually wrote everything down this year. So yeah, this is my bullet journal from last year. Um, it came with the name Ernest, so that's what we've been calling it. Alright, Spotify Wrapped. I listened to 130 new artists this past year, which is insane to me. Like, that's so many people. 98 genres, 33 new ones, so that was cool. My top genres were show tunes, pop, viral pop, Broadway, and Celtic. So that seems about right. My top song was Tornado Land with over 140 streams, which is fair. I feel like last year was very much a Tornado Land song. What's really funny about my top 5 songs is all of them were in my top 5 last year except for one of them, which is a new one. So that's interesting. My top 5 songs were Tornado Land, Scribbles, Tornado Land by Regina Spektor, Scribbles by Madeline, Walking the Wire by Imagine Dragons, Chasing the Sun by Sarah Bareilles, and Broken Ones by Anna Clendening. My top 5 artists were a little bit surprising for me. I was expecting Sarah Bareilles to be number 1, but she wasn't. Taylor Swift was again. So Taylor Swift, Sarah Bareilles, Rachel Platten, Imagine Dragons, and Maisie Peters. So that's a fun little mix there. 2020, I'm just going to list my top 20 songs and talk a little bit about them. If I didn't talk about them last year, some of these are repeats, so yeah. First we had Tornado Land, Scribbles, Walking the Wire, Chasing the Sun, and Broken Ones. I already listed those. Next we had The Archer by Taylor Swift. I adore this song. It was the 3rd single of Lover, and I listened to it and I just loved it, and everyone else didn't like it. I'm like, it's so comforting, and my favorite part is probably the bridge, but altogether it speaks to me because it's very much how I feel about friends who come and go, and it's like, why wouldn't they stay around, and yet no one ever actually seems to stay around, and you don't really know why, but it just keeps happening. Then we have New York City by Owl City. I adore this song. It's such a good road trip or just dancing in your apartment alone song. I love it. Then we have Astronauts by Rachel Platten, Grow by Conan Gray, Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince by Taylor Swift, Blue Air Sweet from the musical Amelie, another song about love, Fight Song by Rachel Platten, which is it's such a good anthem song. Whole Wide World by Mindy Gledhill. I mentioned last year that this was my freshman song, and it was, which is why it's on here. New Year's Day by Taylor Swift is, of course, still one of my favorite songs. Rolling Stone by Passenger. I adore this song so much. It has such a beautiful meaning to it. On Top of the World by Imagine Dragons is on here again. Red Ribbon by Madeline, one of the Madelines, I can't keep them straight. Live Your Story by Disney, Bibia Baye by Ed Sheeran, and Samson by Regina Spektor. Samson's one of my favorite Regina Spektor songs. It's just so sweet and raw and beautiful. Then we have Tightrope from The Greatest Showman, which I love so much. How Do You Feel Today by Gabrielle Aplin, I Don't Care Acoustic by Ed Sheeran, Uncharted by Sarah Bareilles, and Survive by Madeline Bailey. 5, 10, 15, 20. That was 25. Okay. So I'm going to stop there, I guess. So I didn't actually set goals for 2020. In all honesty, I never finished setting up my 2020 pages in my bullet journal. They're still blank. I did my mood tracker and I did my word for every month. Here's my mood tracker. I didn't even finish it, but it's a lot of purple and green. My words for each month were refresh, flourish, discover, patience, reflect, express, accept, grace, greater, develop, determine, and regain. I really enjoyed doing the word for every month and discovering at the end of the month what the word actually meant overall, because the way that I would pick a word is I would just think about it, and then whichever one just kept getting stuck in my head was the one that I went with, and the majority of the time they ended up representing the month, which was very interesting. So I might do that again this year, I'm not sure. So even though I didn't write down goals in my bullet journal, I did go back to a message that I had, conversation that I had with a friend last year where I listed off some goals. So I'm going to read through those and we'll see how I did. So I want to finish Lily, which I did. For those who don't know, I finished the first draft of my Lily novel. It needs to be read through by other dears so that I can edit and rewrite it. But I did finish it in July, and I was so proud of myself for doing that. Next is release a song. I don't even know why I continued this as a goal on lists, because it's not going to happen. So that didn't happen. Get more comfortable and confident recording and posting myself singing. I did that a lot more this year, so we're going to say yes, even though the anxiety is still there. Become a stronger dancer. That did happen. I'm still not where I want to be, but some things are better. Study harder. I had fairly good grades all year. There were a few rough spots, but especially with everything going online off and on and all the chaos that has been on the world this year, I feel like despite all that, I did okay. See my friends more often. Yeah, that. Well, okay, yeah, I did do that because I saw 2 friends this year that I hadn't seen in a couple of years, so that counts. Work on blogging. I think I did 1 blog post all year, and I'm not sorry about that, to be honest. It's not a priority right now. Take more fashion photo shoots. Beginning of the year, I was doing really good with this, and then we got sent home, and things just sort of fell apart. But I took quite a few fashion photo shoots this year, so that's cool. Alright, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. I don't know, rambles. Happy New Year! 2021, guys. That is a little bit crazy to believe. We just had 2020 and it's already done. It was such a weird year. Anyway, I have no idea what the new year holds, but I'm excited and I'm going to set up my new bullet journal when I edit this video. So yeah, I will talk to you all in my next video. Happy New Year, and I'll see you later. Toodles! Oh, also, did you notice I got my braces off? So that's exciting. Yay, Happy New Year.